Hello and welcome to Discover Drawing Part 1. This morning we are going to have a look at how we hold a pencil for sketching. You can pause this video at any time you need to if you want a little bit longer for some of the activities. I'll race on so that the video is not too long, and then you can go back and pause it at your leisure. So to start with, I'm using a 2B pencil. It's a nice pencil for sketching. If you weren't aware, the code on a pencil, the H stands for hard and the B stands for black. So the higher the H number, the harder the pencil and the less likely it is to smudge. So good for architectural drawings, graphs and so on. And HB is sort of in the middle, that's your average pencil. And then as you go higher up the number Bs, the pencil gets softer and softer, the graphite inside. So a 2B is slightly softer for sketching than your HB pencil, and a 4B and a 6B start to get really, really soft. You can see the difference there. That's my 6B pencil, the red one, and the point of it, the tip is much thicker. And it's much softer and smudgier. So these are the two pencils that I'm going to be using. So starting with the 2B pencil, the first thing is most of us have what we call the tripod grip, which is your conventional handwriting grip. It gives you a lot of control, and the action when you're writing comes from the wrist. It's a lot of wrist motion. So one of the first things I want you to think about when you're doing artwork is, and it's the reason that artists stand at easels or have like a board or something they can prop up, is rather than drawing from your wrist, is to actually use your whole arm for drawing. It can make your drawings a lot freer, a lot more expressive. Some art classes, they get you to tie your pencil onto, say, a broom handle or a long stick, tape your pencil on and then work from far away, and you can see the different types of marks that you can make when you do that. So this morning, what we're going to do is have a look at the pencil grip. The tripod is really not that suitable for sketching. It's quite limiting, and also your wrist tends to be quite close to your page so that you can end up smudging the work that you've done. One of the easiest ways to change your grip ready for sketching is to just simply take that tripod grip further up the pencil, and that just allows you a little bit more freedom, and it's called the extended tripod grip, this one, and it just lets you have a little bit more freedom, especially if you're working using your whole arm rather than sort of fiddly details. So that's the easiest one to try, called the extended tripod grip. The other ones that artists use are what we call the over hand grip, which is where you, if you imagine you put your pencil down on a surface and then literally with your hand over it, pick it up in your finger and your thumb, your index finger and your thumb, and then literally you have your hand over the top while you're sketching. This is one of the reasons why a board can be quite useful, because it can be quite clumsy if you're trying to do it down on a page, where as soon as you angle your page here, it becomes a lot easier to work on the page like this. I'm actually using my little finger there almost to stop my hand getting too close to the paper to smudge any work that I've done. Another grip that you can try is what we call the underhand pencil grip, and this is one that I really enjoyed when I first learned how to use it, although I do use a mixture of different pencil grips now depending on what I'm doing. So the underhand pencil grip, if you put your palm out flat with your thumb sticking out at a right angle, and then lay the pencil next to, parallel to your thumb, so that the tip of the pencil sticks out just a little bit further, and then you're just going to use your index finger and your thumb to very loosely grip the pencil, and these three fingers here actually don't really do anything at all. The temptation is then to switch over, and that takes you back to the overhand grip. But if you keep your hand with your thumb facing upwards, okay, so if I can tilt the page here, so I'm going to have the thumb up backwards for this grip here. So those are the 3 grips we're going to look at. So let's start with your conventional tripod grips. That's your normal handwriting grip. And what I'd like you to do is to draw me just a circle, say a rainbow shape, and then draw a mug. Okay, just off the top of your head. Don't overthink it, just draw a quick mug and maybe a tin of beans, something like that. So I'm going to work along with you. So I'm first of all going to draw my circle. This is using your conventional tripod grip here, as if you were handwriting. So let's just start with that. So a circle I'm going to draw first, then I'm going to draw next a sort of rainbow shape. Okay, so you can be doing this along with me. So just draw a circle, doesn't really matter what size you draw them. Okay, there's my rainbow, and the last one was a mug. Okay. Mine's got tea in it. I'm going to make it hot. Okay, and I might put some flowers on my mug. Okay, there we go. So that's what I've drawn. So I've got the circle there, I've got my rainbow, and I've got my mug of hot tea. Okay, so 3 quick drawings just to warm us up there. And you can see that they're very crisply drawn. You can see the pencil marks quite clearly. I'm quite confident about drawing these 3 objects, and so I've not really got any delicate lines. All the lines are continuous. Some of you will be neater than others, but it's not a difficult task to do. What we're going to do now though is swap the pencil grip. So this time I want you to do the same, but let's try the extended tripod grip. So your normal handwriting grip, this time slide your hand up the pencil, okay? And this time tilt your board if you can, or your piece of paper, and this time I want you to draw again a circle. Okay, so if I'm going to draw a circle here. Okay, now do you notice how different my circle is? Okay, it's much sketchier. The pencil marks are not as dark. And what's interesting is this top one, if I tried to rub it out, it would be quite difficult, and it would probably leave a dent in the page and a slight echo of where the pencil mark was. This one, however, I could rub and change. And also I was going backwards and forwards. Okay, let's try it again. So this time, extended pencil grip here, I'm going to try the rainbow next time, okay? So, okay, let's see if you can watch me doing this. So my whole approach is more delicate, and I'm actually having to, it's like one of those pendulum swings. I'm going backwards and forwards, and I'm sort of feeling my way a little bit. And straight away, my drawing, just by changing the way I hold the pencil, my drawing has become more like a sketch. Okay, and again, if I wanted to draw a mug, there's a few other skills coming into play here which we'll look at later, but on the whole. And what's interesting is I go very quiet when I'm drawing. We'll talk about that later. But the main thing is, can you see the difference and how much more sketch-like these second drawings are? Now I'm going to try the underhand grip. So this is the one where you put your palm out flat, lay your pencil parallel to your thumb, hold it with your finger and your thumb like that. Okay, these fingers are just not really doing anything, just rest them there. And at this time, I'm going to have my thumbnail facing me. That's the way to remember this underhand grip. And it feels really strange, and just be aware that you're not turning your hand over for this one. Okay, so this is the underhand grip. Thumbnail facing you, and if you try and work on a flat surface, it's really awkward. You have to kind of bend your arm over like this. It's awkward. So if you tilt your pen or your pencil, then you can see how this becomes a nice action. And straight away I'm starting with a sort of curve there, and I'm going to make this into my circle. And what I'm able to do here